Welcome back to the channel. Man, really glad you guys are here. Appreciate every single one of y'all being here. This is Sam Rayburn, day 2, the 9th event, the very last one of the year on the very last day. Well, I guess technically not the last day if you make the top 10, but the full field last day of the entire season. So it's been a long season. Everybody's ready for this thing to be over with. Of the 100 guys that fished all of them, it has been a meat grinder, to say the least. After yesterday, I'm sitting in 10th place in the tournament for Rayburn, which moved me in the points up to the lead. So I got to do my job today. Did the math last night. 15 pounds like I had yesterday. Primo would probably sew it up for sure. 16, 17, definitely make the top 10 for the next day and probably sew it up for sure. 11 pounds is like you're depending on other people. 12 pounds makes it a little better, but you're still depending on other people. 13 is that iffy. So game plan is today is 15. Like I told y'all in the last video, I had another end of the lake that I hadn't been to yet. And I had quite a few bites up there. And I felt like it was the best stuff I had. So here we go, ready to go, the best stuff I have. And let's see what happens. All right, here we are, live. Mike,
Yes,
what's your
sir.
last name, Mike?
Last name is Page.
Page.
Yes, sir.
Mike Page from Shreveport, Louisiana. And he has the pleasure of drawing me probably on my most stressful day of my entire life. No, I'm kidding. Really, we're just going fishing. It's not that big a deal. Like, I'm really good at missing this thing, so I'll probably do it again today. All right, boys, so this is where we're at. Welcome back to the channel. Update after it was all over. 10th place after yesterday, which moved me up to first place in the points. So some of the right guys didn't catch them. Some of a lot of the guys did catch them. Still got LeBrun, Niggemeyer. The same criminals are still we're trying to beat. And anyway, going to be a stressful day, Mike. Are we going to catch them? We need 15 pounds.
We can do it.
15 pounds. Yesterday was a rodeo. You guys saw that already. If you hadn't, go back, watch day 1 of Rayburn. Probably one of the craziest big fish land I've ever had on video during a tournament. It's insane. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch it. Dude, just want to get this done. 3 years of traveling the opens from coast to coast. We're right there. Been close both years before and hadn't made it. Hopefully today that wall falls down. That's all that we're really after. So today's a big day for both of us. So anyway, y'all guys stay tuned and get ready for day 1 or day 2 at Rayburn. So see you.
162, Bradley Hallman. I see Bradley right behind the Rapid Express, straight from you. Michael Page.
162.
What time?
525?
525.
525, right?
Got you guys on that strike right there. Don't get your kill quick. 167, Jim Dillard and Williams. Flusher, I see you.
Let's go catch the fish, Mike. Catch a couple big ones, maybe. All right, so best stuff I have doesn't work out. Shocker, right? That's for all of us. I had so much stuff up there too, man. Like, I wanted to go fish some more of it. I still had 2 really big areas that I felt like I could get some bites out of, but I've been through this before. You keep thinking, next spot, next spot, next spot. And you guys that fish tournaments too, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The next spot still had the same pattern to it. I was still going to be chattering or cranking grass, swim jigging grass, something with the grass. And it was dead up there, man. I mean, I should have been bit by now. I went through 3 or 4 areas that I should have had bites and I did not. So it's time to bail. I want to bail. And we're going to go throw that topwater that we threw the other day because it's still early in the morning. If I can get a bite or 2 on it, I'll lock that sucker in my hand all day long and we could potentially catch over 15 pounds and make it to the top 10, plus make it to the elites. But right now, this is not working. I have a long day. And I know this going into this event. I mean, I don't weigh in until 5:30, so I have got an extremely long day. My short day was the day before. I'm going to try to use this to my advantage and make the most of it. So let's go run some top water. That's a 15-inch fish. 15-inch fish that weighs 1.19. I run a bunch of places, don't get bit, and now it's getting later in the day, and I've got a couple fish. Let's see, I did catch one on a crankbait. Biggin'. Stay hooked up. What have I got? $189. Right at about 2 pounds. And I had one that I caught earlier that morning on top water. So I've got 2 fish that weigh about 3 o'clock, and I run into Sukkot. Sukkot basically has got what he needs to make the elites, he thinks. He's got about 13 pounds. He caught a 6-pounder on a spook. And I haven't found that fish yet. And he had already fished the area that I just went through. I kind of felt like that might have been the case when I was in there. I pulled up to him basically to see how he's doing. We're talking a little bit, and then, you know, he's asking me if I'm spinning out. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm not spinning out at all. Still got lots of time. It's 1:30, still got like 4 hours. I don't have anything. I've got 2 fish for about 3 pounds. And I'd asked him if he'd fished the back yet. He told me he had not. He hadn't been back there and wasn't going back there. So I'm going to the back. And the light switch that I'm always talking about, guys, gets flipped on. Need this. Get in here. You're too hard to come by. Thank you. Oh, I'm terrible with that thing around that seat. I go to that seat too soon. I've decided I've lost a lot of fish right here this year. There's something about that light switch, and what I mean by that is it's like a light switch gets turned on in your brain. You can see things. You can see the doors. You can see the cabinets. You can see the drawers, drawer handles, where to pull them out, where to open cabinets. That one bite, that grass looked right. It was, everything about it looked right. And it was a big area, and there was no one back there but me. And I felt like when I got that bite that there was more bites there to be had. And that gave me 3 fish. I needed 2 and possibly probably 3 more, because I needed to cull that smallest one that was in my boat, because I had one that was, I don't know how they're 14 inches and weigh a pound, but that's what that one was. I needed to get rid of it. So buckle down, and let's try to get this thing done right here, right now. After this, I've got a limit, right? And I've got a limit, and I know that it's a decent limit. You know, I think I've got about 11 pounds. My scales are a little bit off. They're showing me that I've got 1050 or 1085, which I know is going to weigh about 11. I'm feeling like they weigh even a little bit more than that, but I'm just looking at them, and I feel like that it's more than that, but it's not what the scale says. So they're usually right, not always, but sometimes they do get a little quirky. The scale does, so maybe it's not right. I don't know. But I know that I've got a limit that gives me a fighting chance depending on what other people do. I've got about an hour and a half, 2 hours left today, so I'm going to go throw the top water all day long, the rest of the time, and try to get just one bite, you know, 3.5, 4 pounds, whatever. If I can get one of those bites, just one on that spook, I know that I'm going to be able to make it to the Elite Series. I spend this entire time trying, and it never happens. Never get a bite, never get on it. Get to weigh in. I don't feel real high, I don't feel real low. I feel like I have done all that I can do. That's what I feel like. I feel like I've done all that I can do. I come in, we check in, I get my fish, get them bagged up, get up there to the bag line, and people start talking. And it sounds like some of the people that I needed to do certain way, and certain people haven't weighed in yet. LeBrun hadn't weighed in yet. James Niggemeyer hadn't weighed in yet. There were guys that still hadn't weighed in yet, but it looked like if I had, you know, I'm hoping for 11. I might have a chance. And I get up on stage, and they weigh over 12. So pleasant surprise.
Bradley Hallman, come on up. We ran the points yesterday. He was in the lead in the Central AOY. Started out with 15.7. 5 more in the bag today. You need 12.15 to get inside the cut. 12 pounds, 2 ounces, going to jump you up to 13th place. Let's hold those up with a 2-day total of 27 pounds and 9 ounces. Again, we don't know, but Bradley Hallman knocking on the door of qualifying for the Bassmaster Elite Series. He's in 13th place right now at 27 pounds and 9 ounces. So you think that's it? You think that got it?
It's got to be it, man. Jeez, I've been 3 years, dude, from East Coast to West Coast to California, come this close every time. If that doesn't get it done, somebody better put me in a jail cell tonight.
It's been fun watching you this year, and I feel like today probably, I mean, let's talk about pressure a little bit. Was today the most pressure, or was it the first day of the season?
I've been doing this a long time. I was a rookie on the Elite Series in 06. I've got 2 tour wins. This has been the hardest uphill battle that I've ever tried to do to get through this 225 bow field with the opens. I mean, it's just a lot of guys. It's a lot of stuff. The points aren't final yet, but I'm happy with 12 pounds.
Good job. I can't say anything's official, but I think you got a really good chance of getting into the 23 Elite Series. Nice job again for Bradley Hallman.
I feel like that's enough. I feel like that 12 pounds is enough. I mean, yeah, I probably won't win the points, but I'm going to be second, maybe third. I don't know, but I should be, hopefully, fingers crossed, right there. Now, it still depends on what a few other guys do, but right now I'm late in the weigh-in, right? Because, I mean, I didn't weigh in until 5:30, so there's not very many boats coming in after me. And that put me in like 13th place in the tournament overall. So by the time the weigh-in was over, I think I had moved down to 16th. So I only fell 3 places. So like I said, this thing's almost over. Niggemeyer was one of them that pushed me in the tournament. I think he ended up finishing 12th, but that wasn't 12th to 16th. That's only 4 points difference. It wasn't enough to put him up there above me. We kind of had to wait around. It was amazing how up in the air the points still were. Honestly, it was. Hank Weldon, the tournament director, came and visited with us after everything was over and they'd had the top 10 meeting. He had the printout of the points. And there was no guaranteeing anything when he first started talking. James was in, but there was 2 guys that were in front of him and behind him that were in the top 10. And depending on where all they landed, he could fall or he could make it, but it had to wait till day 3. And same thing with the guys that were in the top 10, depending on where they finished, they may or may not make the elite cut. So there was still a lot of moving parts, even on day 3 with only the top 10 fishing, which was, I guess, happens, but I mean, it was amazing that there was this many moving parts. But when it was all said and done, Hank had done the math on it, and the guy that was in 10th could have tied, if he won the tournament, he would have tied me in the points. But the tiebreaker was off of full field weight days, so the first 2 days of each event, and I apparently had the tiebreaker for the most weight. So that went ahead and set me apart, and he said I can go ahead and confirm Hallman to the Elite Series. So that put me at the top of the points, won the points in the Central. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Thank you, Jesus. We did it. Big night. Big night. Sukup makes it. John makes it. I make it. We both get confirmed. Don't really care where I finish in the tournament at this point. I just wanted them dang elites. I do not want to have to go through one more year of that qualification. So uphill grind. Super, super, super elated that it's over. Really appreciate all you guys that came along on the ride. We finished the night off at the stump, and we'd been cooking every night, so it was our first night out, and we enjoyed ourselves and had a good time. Yeah, we just made it, and we are going to the stump. Yep, the stump, celebrating at the stump. That's how it's going to be tonight, going down at the stump. East Texas. What is this, the most Hall-famed? What is it, Panger?
This is the most decorated and famed bass fishing sanctuary in the United States. I mean, it's the freaking stump. I mean, it's literally like ground zero for bass fishing legend and lore.
So if you guys that haven't been to the stump before, I'm going to show it to you. There's the sign. It's got a bass on it. You can't hardly see it in the camera, but I'm going to show you guys the stump. You guys are going to like this. Guys, it has been a grind. We are going to the Bassmaster Elites next year, so these videos will be a little different, but a lot the same. You're still going to get my ups, you're going to get my downs. I'll carry you guys along just like I have through this entire journey to be able to make the Elites. Thank God it is over. Guys, until next time, appreciate every one of y'all being here. Don't forget, bump that like, hit that subscribe, and we are out of here.
Thank you.